they have signs. You can only take one roll. You can only take one package.
The toilet paper's gone. You're like, what?
There's another new product by Jabra. Jeff, if you could share the screen for the Panacast 20. This is a webcam that has some unique features, such as like picture-in-picture. So if you're holding up a product, you could zoom in on the product with this picture-in-picture feature. It's a 4K quality camera, plugs in via USB. So they're getting into the personal video experience. A lot of us are using the built-in cameras on your laptops, and the video quality sometimes looks dark, it looks grainy. And then since we're all moving to more and more video conferencing, taking that quality and taking it to the next level is really nice. So this new Panacast 20 has been announced by Jabra, but I haven't got my hands, or we haven't got our hands yet on this Panacast 20 to test it for ourselves yet. But it will be coming out here soon in next month. So we'll be getting it and reviewing it and doing all sorts of giveaways on that. So stay tuned for that. But they're just getting more and more to these video devices. And, I'm excited to kind of see the future of video, the video space.
Yeah, they're definitely bringing more. They're bringing solutions to problems. So, I mean, they come out with awesome products, man. You can't deny it. So, yeah, anyone that's needing these types of products for their video rooms and whatnot, it's definitely going to be something to consider. And definitely, we can't wait to get our hands on more of these products. The second that we get them here, we're going to start doing our review process.
Yep.
So I'm excited for that, because I like the manufacturers, they put, all their awesome specs and all these things, but the best thing is a real test.
That's right.
That's what we love to do here. So.
They like to sprinkle marketing on all their stuff, make it look fancy.
That's
and
what
all
you got
that.
to do.
But it's like, at the end of the day, I want to know, like, okay, when I use this thing, is it going to do good?
Yeah, does it live up to the hype?
Yeah, exactly. Does it live up to the hype? Hey, their job is to hype it, and that's great. And I'm all for hyping. But the reality is does it actually deliver? Correct. And that's what we like to test for ourselves. That's why we do a lot of reviews, a lot of comparisons, with an open mind on every product. So, we've reviewed.
Just put the info out and let everyone be the judge.
That's right.
That's the goal.
All right. So, the next product I want to show is the Poly Studio E70. Jeff, you could share that. There we go. So this is just, it doesn't have the audio side of this. So it's mainly just a camera. So this is going to be for your larger rooms. So if you want an experience for Zoom for a larger room, so you'd grab one of these cameras and then you'd pair it up with, maybe the PolySync 60 or a couple of PolySync 60s. And then you can have a audio and video experience. So you're just going to see more and more of these devices. I haven't tested this one yet, but the specs and design look interesting nonetheless.
And it does the same thing like the Jabra Panacast, where it will zoom out or zoom in on presenters and things like that to, it does that naturally. It accommodates for the room.
Correct.
So it's really interesting when you see the demo on this, at least in their, at least in Poly's videos that they've released. It's interesting to see how that actually works. It's very smooth. It seems like they did a good job, but definitely curious to see what that's like in the test.
Absolutely. So, all right, let us talk about chipset shortages. So,
this is a hot button.
So since the pandemic, there has been shortages on everything in every industry, but with our industry, when the pandemic first started, there was tons, like everybody needed a headset and needed it today because they're going home, right? So they couldn't keep up with the demand. All the excess stock was taken up. It was a crazy time. Fast forward to today, we are still experiencing shortages in the headset industry. Do one of you want to take the lead on that?
Yeah, so So first of all, like what chipset,
Yeah.
so first of all, we have to understand what a chipset is. A lot of people probably do, and a lot of people probably don't. We've heard that term. So basically, just for layman's terms, a chipset is something that's required for lots of different technology. For
Mhm.
example, your electronics like laptops, for your mobile phones, for your um, headsets, and even for cars.
Mhm.
Like these chipsets
Mhm.
are required to make these work electronically.
Yeah.
So, like in cars, for example, they need to use like 100 or 150 or something like that chipsets in
Mhm.
each of these. So what happened is uh, the pandemic hit,
Mhm.
and then everyone panicked, like the companies, because they're producing, but then they're like, hey, everything's shutting down, and people are going to stop buying and all that, so they shut down production. Little did they know that there was going to be a huge surge of demand. So what happened is there was a huge backlog, like a backlog uh, of there was a big demand, but there was a low supply. That's
Mhm.
because they had shut down the
Mhm.
production. So even till today, like what, a year and a half later or something
Mhm.
like that, they're still catching up.
Yeah.
So for example, like some manufacturers of cars, I think like Ford and GM, they have big lots. These manufacturers lots of cars that they don't have on dealership lots.
Mhm.
Why? Because they don't have the chipsets. They're just waiting for the chipsets,
Mhm.
and they're even bidding up and stuff like that
Yes.
on these chipsets. So there's this fight to get these chipsets. So in our space, the headset space, a lot of the products from the manufacturers, people will come to our website, live chat, and they'll say, "Hey, do you have this in stock?" Well, the reason they're coming to us is because maybe their normal channels of purchasing are completely out of stock. So they're going around everywhere trying to find these products. And we also tell them, no, these are on back order because the chipset shortages.
Mhm.
Um, so it's pretty interesting how that's happening right now.
Mhm.
So some products are available,
I mean, we
and
can't even get an ETA from a lot of the manufacturers on. Just depends on it depends on the product, but we can't even get an ETA of when it's going to be available. They're
Yeah.
just shooting out like, yeah, maybe 6 months. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
you don't know. It could be 6 months, 8 months. It could be a year down the road on certain SKUs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It seems like the biggest issue is with these decked products, and those are just like the products mainly built for more the office, connecting to your traditional desk phones that give you longer wireless range than Bluetooth, but don't pair up to your mobile phones. Seems like those particular products are more of a struggle. And I don't know if it's a priority for them. They focus more on the Bluetooth and kind of not as much on that. And now they're trying to make up for it,
Yeah.
or what exactly.
Yeah,
Uh,
you have to think, if there's a limited supply of the chipsets, then you have to decide which ones to put them in, like which ones to produce. And what are you going to produce? You're going to produce the product that's going to meet the need for all these work from home people and all that stuff. But now since all these people are returning to the office, then it just creates this interesting dynamic of, wait, now we need those products,
mhm.
and there's the
Yeah, I
shift.
mean, that's where we're constantly being like, okay, what do we have that is comparable? So when someone visits our website, they say, I need 50 of this product. And, we already know from talking to the manufacturers that, oh, this is not going to be here for quite some time. So we're always having to be like, hey, are you open to something comparable? And then we go to work to see what we can do to, meet that need with a comparable product. It's
mhm.
definitely difficult, especially if they're set on that product.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you can wait for however long, or maybe another vendor has it at some point, or they have an excess, or they had an excess stock.
Mhm.
But if they don't have excess stock, it's not going to be there for
Well,
quite some time.
yeah, and another point on that is, for people that are just looking for a headset, like a single user, a couple headsets for a small, like an insurance agency or something, it might not be as critical, because you might be able to find a different model or something that would suit your needs. But for these large organizations that may be opening new locations or rolling out hundreds and hundreds or even thousands of headsets and technology for all these people, if there is availability on a specific product, or there's a debt, like let's say that there's a rollout date of 6 months, it's not a good idea to just wait and hold off on that technology until a month before thinking that they'll be available. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If you can secure stock much ahead of time, it's very advised, because just research it. The chipset shortage is a real issue, and it's affecting, again, industries, all sorts of industries. So, if headsets are a need for you at some point, you need a lot, and that stock's available, get it. It's like, remember what we said? It was like headsets were like the toilet paper of the telecom industry.
There's someone on LinkedIn that said that. That was like making me laugh so hard.
Yeah, you'd go to Target or wherever you shop, Walmart or something, and you'd go down the aisle, and it's a barren wasteland. Where is everything?
No, they have signs you can only take one roll. You can only take one package.
The toilet paper's gone. You're like, what?
Thanks for watching this segment of the Headset Advisor Show. I hope you found it valuable. If so, hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. But if you enjoyed that segment, I think you'll like this segment as well. Check it out there. Otherwise, check out the whole entire episode right there. Well, that's all. Thanks a lot for coming by. We'll see you next time.